My name is Simon, and I have the pleasure of presenting today alongside Qirui on episode 15 from Parks and Recreation Season 3.
Hello, guys. This is Kiri. This episode has two significant storylines. The first storyline is about a romantic relationship, and the other one is about the manager, Chris, initiating new changes in the parks department. And our group is going to focus on the later one. The reasons why we choose this episode is because this is an office case, and we are easy to find the organizational behavior issues related to our course.
The organization behavior issues within this episode are caused by Chris' decisions of reassigning employees' positions. It caused a negative effect on the motivation of employees when they were assigned to positions they are not capable of, which creates an unsuitable environment and decreases their working efficiency. As a result, the entire department will suffer a serious loss due to this decision. Moreover, Chris' decision shows his lack of transformational leadership, lack of two-way communication, and eventually caused the low match in person job fit.
So the first part, leadership. This episode introduced a transformational and directive leadership approach that Chris uses. Transformational leadership means that the leaders encourage their subordinates to surpass their interests, make the organizations better, and have a profound and extraordinary impact on their subordinates. For a transactional leadership, there is a link between performance and reward. In this episode, Chris gives Ron a round table in the middle of the office, forcing him to communicate more openly. Although this is not a reward, but it still proves that the quality of transactional leadership, that Chris provides Ron with the resources to achieve the goals that Chris set for him. And the another decisions Chris made as a guiding leader is to relocate employees. Chris completely ignores Jerry's characters here. A democratic leadership approach will work in such a structural change. This means the ability to participate is granted to everyone, ideas are openly shared, and debate is encouraged. While the system of democracy tends to focus on group unity and the free flow of ideas, the group leader is still there to provide direction and command. Democratic leaders is changed with deciding who is in the group and who's going to contribute to the decisions being made. Group members are encouraged to share their ideas and views even if the leaders retains the final say on decisions. Chris should first analyze everyone's strengths and weakness and then discuss their liking or disliking to allocate work accordingly to explore their full potential. Since the members of the groups are able to share their thought, democratic leadership could lead to better ideas and more innovative problem solutions. Group members in the Chris teams will also be more involved and dedicated to initiatives, making them more likely to be worried about the end result.
Chris is a radical and strong-minded character. Chris, as a new city manager, he wants to prove himself that he is the right leader. In order to demonstrate his own value and leadership, he assigned various new positions to his subordinates. Still, his management skills has tremendous problems. He is unwilling to listen to his subordinates' suggestions, which lead to another potential major organization behavior problem, lack of two-way communication, which means he only gives orders but does not accept feedback. Therefore, to solve the problem, the following solutions are proposed. Protest collectively, speak up, and create a solution. A collective protest means Ron needs to join the protest with other employees from the Parks and Recreation departments. Because Chris is a very strong-minded leader, regular feedback and communication cannot make him realize the problem's seriousness. So we think Ron should go on strike with his subordinates, get Chris' attention, and make him think that his decisions has seriously affected the department's development. Ron and his staff needed an equal opportunity to interact with Chris. Speaking out refers to a meeting where, after a group protest, Chris allows employees to speak out their dissatisfaction with his own decisions. Since Chris is new to the department and does not know everyone should talk more about their strengths and weaknesses so that Chris can have a better understanding of employees' characteristics and then assign work. The last and most important point is to create a solution. But a solution can only be worked out if Chris reflects on himself and shares power with Ron after a collective protest and speak up. As a leader, Chris should have the consciousness to realize his mistake in management and communication. Ron knows the Parks and Recreation Department best. He should assist Chris in future work. The main reason for Chris' one-way communication is that he cannot understand the ordinary staff's difficulties. So the solution will be for Chris to change rules and understand how to put himself in others' shoes. Here is how it works. Chris will be the ordinary employee for a day, and Ron will be the uncomprehending Chris. Chris will work with his own modified spaceship keyboard and sit at a round table with no privacy. With Chris finds out it will not work, Ron will tell him it's a perfect decision and ask Chris to follow the order. Only in this way, when Chris has a common experience with employees, can he change his one-way communication to two-way communication. After the three steps solutions, there will be a result of two consequences. Chris recognized his communication problems and make positive adjustment. Then Chris can solve communication problems with others in the future and improve work efficiency. However, if he did not want to change anything, a final solution is for Ron and other employees to report their poor working conditions to Chris' supervisor and find a final solution.
It is obviously to say that Chris's wrong decisions are combinations of lack of constant communications with his subordinates. Without communications, he will have little information of what they need or their goals for the job. Having wrong self-awareness because he have micromanaged like everything's up, and when things go wrong, he will think that nothing is his fault. The reasons for lack of transformational leadership has already been discussed in the leadership part. Um, his decisions will eventually lead to the situation of the right person, wrong job, which means that the performance of the individuals in the new positions has shown a poor match of the person job fit. There are many signs in the shows have shown the poor match between the individuals and their job performance. Jerry was appointed as head of the public relations. Tom and Andy arranged to work together on the fourth floor. They failed so much, where they shows little productivity. Ron is appointed to the round table in the middle of the hall, and he hated so much, so he refused to help the customers. Um, there are also several ways of solving this problem. The first one is to let the multiple departments share their employees' skills and experiences, encourage the employees to interact with each other, holding meetings for them to discuss the work. As a manager, Chris should be able to find out their capabilities or whether they are interested in working in the new positions. He should have a two-way dialogue to communicate with his employees to find out what they need or their thoughts about the new positions, as Simon just mentioned before. Asking questions about the new jobs to help the employees find the gaps of their knowledge and ensure they have the capability to deal with them. The last one is to help the employees to acquire the suitable skills they need for the new position. In order to address their specific skills gap, Chris should set up the goals for each of them and make suitable plans for them to achieve the goals. Build of training program related to each positions within the company is a necessary step. Help helping the employees to adapt their positions through the formal class, frequent coaching, job training, kind of that. And the last one, offering financial incentives to motivate the employees to attend these kind of training programs, or let them to help their colleagues to learn new skills or new knowledge for their positions. I think that will be helpful. I guess that's all. Thanks everyone.